What is up, YouTube? It is the Ville Outdoors here. Today is October 8th of 2024. A little bit chilly of a morning out. It's 49 degrees currently. It's about 8:30 in the morning, and we are here on a creek that I typically fish in the late winter months or spring months, but here we are in the fall fishing it for the first time. This creek is stocked with trout, and it is also home to some wild populations of brown trout. I'm not sure when this creek was last stocked, so I don't really think we'll come across any stock fish today, but we'll see how the day ends up. My main target is those wild brown trout I just mentioned. When I would last fish this creek, that was all the way back in January of this year, January 23rd to be exact, and that video is up on my channel. That was my first fishing session of the year, and I caught 5 wild brown trout out of this creek. So ended up being a decent day for us. So now we're back here in the fall trying to fish it once more. We got on the trout magnet, of course. This one's a little bit of a clearish color and it has a little bit of sparkle in there. This is the color pattern that I found to be the best for the trout magnet at this particular spot. Now, will that change now that it's fall? We will see, but basically I'm just going to be casting around these deeper pools here. We got some current flowing off those rocks right in front of us into this deeper pool, so this should be a good spot for a brown trout to hide out if there are any in here. So that's going to be the game plan for today. So hopefully we can put some fish on the board. I don't have work or anything today, so we have a lot of time to kill trying to catch these fish. So I'm going to get started by casting around and hopefully we can get some bites. So you guys stay tuned, hopefully you enjoy the video. Let's get to it. I at least saw one trout so far. There's a good sized one right underneath this structure here. He's just having a hard time coming out. Well, we got our first fish of the day, but it's not the one we wanted there. That is a fall fish. I had a feeling that guy was going to show up. Well, we got the skunk off at least. Barely hooked. We're just gonna plop back in the water there. Oh, and he's still hooked. Alright. Don't know how you managed to do that. Alright, he shouldn't be hooked anymore, so go free. Not the trout we wanted. Definitely not. Alright guys, we got another fish here, and guess what it is? It's a fall fish. Boo! You don't want to see the fall fish. Alright, let's go ahead and get this guy unhooked here. There he is. Plop him back in the water. I've at least seen one trout, but other than that, we're pretty empty on trout. I can't really see much right now because we're in the middle of a valley and the sun is just starting to touch the tops of the trees on the other side after it comes up over this hill behind us. So probably got another hour or so before the sun touches the creek, but hopefully you can get a little bit of visibility. That way I can at least try and start spotting some fish and give myself a little bit more confidence, but right now we're not doing too good. We got another fish here, but it is not a fall fish, but it's not a trout. That is a creek chub. That is the other member of the Smotilus family that you can find here in southeastern Pennsylvania. He fell for the trout magnet. There he is. We're just gonna let him go. Not a whole lot of picture-worthy fish so far. Still waiting on our brown trout. There's another fish. Let's see what we got here. Another creek chub. I guess there's a school of them over there. There he is. He flopped a little bit. You can tell it's a creek chub by that black blotch there on the dorsal fin. Fall fish will not really have that. Alright, this is like a textbook trout spot in here, so given that I don't get snagged, there should be a fish somewhere in here. Standing back from the bank a little bit to kind of conceal myself. There's a fish. Get up here. Oh, it's a fall fish. Dang it. That's disappointing. Yeah. He's got a little bit of red on the fins, so at least he's a little bit prettier than the other ones. I'm just gonna go ahead and let go. Alright, this hole looks awesome. There has to be a fish in here somewhere. A trout, hopefully. There's a fish. I think that's a big fall fish though. And we were right. Oh boy. The curse continues. It's like the 5th fall fish I caught today, and I've probably caught 4 creek chubs at this point. And no wild brown trout. There's a fish. That looks different. Oh, I think that's a trout. Yep, it's a trout. Hold on, get up here. Where'd you go? Yes! That is what we came here for. That is what I'm talking about. That is my best wild trout out of this creek by far. That is a beauty right there. We're gonna go ahead and take some shots of this guy, and then we're gonna get a nice release on him. That is what it's about there, boys. All right, we got our beautiful brown trout unhooked here. Oh, he's wanting to squirm away. Let's get him in the water, relaxed. All right. Let me get the oxygen moving back through his gills, and he is good to go. That fish put up a good fight. Now, as you can see, we got this beautiful hole here. So I casted right around there. Just let the lure drift around a little bit. Started jigging it up and down. That fish right around here. That was a good fight. That makes the trip all worthwhile right there. Despite, you know, the luck we didn't have in the previous holes. That changes everything right there. That's the best fish I caught out of this creek yet. Now, it wasn't a huge fish, but that's the best one I caught. I may have had another trout on there, but he got off. Hit it very aggressively. So it kind of made me think it wasn't a fall fish. But fall fish can be very aggressive as well, so I don't know. The colors kind of looked more trout-like. There's some big fish hiding in this hole. It's just a matter of getting a good cast to them, because there's so many snags. It's not the one I wanted. That is a fall fish, not a trout. there was one in here that was chasing my trout magnet that had to be on the 18-inch range. All right, here we go. Let's give this a shot. Give some time for our trout magnet to sink. That's fall fish. I guess all the giant trout are on one side. They don't want to be at the spot that's easier for me to reach them. That makes sense, I guess. Now this is the farthest I've walked up, so everything upstream from here is gonna be new territory. So I don't know how much further we can go up until we're on somebody else's property, but we'll see. All right, I walked upstream a good ways. Wasn't really anything happening up there. And then I quickly got to the section of the stream that borders someone's property, so I decided to turn around. And now we're gonna fish back the holes that we fished already. I put the Eurotackle B-Vibe on here to hopefully change our luck with some of those bigger fish. So I'll mainly just be fishing the deepest of the holes that we came across on our way up here. Not really the skinny water holes, because that won't really be too good with the Eurotackle B-Vibe. It's a little bit bigger, a little bit too big to fish those tiny holes. So we're gonna see if we can get any of the big boys to bite now. Now granted, the first trout we caught wasn't bad, but there's some others in that one hole that would dwarf the one that we caught. So we'll see. Well, that is not the trout. We went after the Eurotackle B-Vibe. That is another creek chub. You see that black blotch on the dorsal there? I'm just gonna go ahead and let him go. Fish. Let's see what we got here. Is it a trout? Nope, it's a fall fish. Dang it. Oh boy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is about 11:30 in the morning roughly. So I've been at this for a little over 3 hours now, and I think we're gonna wrap up fishing for the day. The sun has peeked up through these trees and is now fully on the creek here, so most of the trout are gonna be tucking away and hiding for the remainder of the day, I'd assume. It's supposed to be pretty sunny, not really any clouds coming in until around 3 p.m. So we got absolutely bluebird sky conditions right now, and that's not ideal for trout fishing, especially when you have a crystal clear creek like this. You have to use pretty much ultra stealth tactics to be successful. So with that being said, I could probably stay here and catch a dozen more fall fish, but that's not really of interest to me. So we did end up catching one nice brown trout out of this very hole that you see here. Absolutely textbook trout hole. We got a little riffle section right there, pumping water through this hole. It's very deep in the middle here, probably like 5 or 6 feet deep, it looks like. Maybe even deeper, I don't know. Water is tricky to tell sometimes, especially when it's this clear. But yeah, that fish that we caught out of this hole definitely made the whole trip worth it. I was getting pretty sick and tired of all the fall fish and creek chubs, and then that fish came along and changed the day around. So unfortunate that we were only able to catch one. There was definitely a lot bigger trout that I saw in the hole just up from here, but they weren't very biting. And the one that actually went after my trout magnet got snagged on the fin for a short bit after he swirled around it, and then he peeled the drag a little bit and spooked off. So we didn't catch that one. It wouldn't have been an actual catch anyway. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Doing something a little bit different than our typical, chasing after some wild trout. Next video, if it goes well, we should be acquiring a new species. I'm not going to tease exactly what that species is, because I don't want it to, you know, be something I put out there and then it doesn't work out the way I want it to. So we're going to wait and see if that actually works out to talk about that. So I'll be seeing you guys on the next episode of the Ville Outdoors. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. As always, the gear I used will be listed in the description below. So we had the trout magnet on earlier. This is the Eurotackle B Vibe now, but we still have the trout magnet jig head on there, so we'll leave that in the description. And we got our usual Ugly Stik GX2. This is the elite version, medium light rod. That's what we caught the fish on. So yeah, I'll be seeing you guys next time.